Hello everybody, this is Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in iCraft, where I struggle to remember how to fly with this thing, because it's been too long. I don't know why, but at some point in the past however long, I just randomly forgot how to use this thing. It seems pathetic, but yeah, whatever, I'll figure it out. Anyway. I have more important things to be talking about than how bad I am at remembering stuff. There we go. Yeah, so, I decided, well, I mean, it's not too much of a decision, it was necessary anyway, but I decided I want to go and gather some gravel, mainly these two double chests, or the one double shulker box full. I want to fill that up and my inventory, and then I will take that over to my base, stuff it full, well, not stuff it full, but combine it with a bunch of sand, and then, ooh, this is fancy, combine it with a bunch of sand, and then basically we'll end up putting that on the rest of the buildings. Probably I won't actually end up making all the buildings today. I think I want to just gather up all this gravel and then put some work into designing the buildings, or the one building we've already got. Yeah, I want to finish that one up. Well, probably not totally finish it, but certainly finish the detailing on it. The outside detailing. We're gradually stripping down the expectations for this episode. Don't worry. Right now, though, I'm just trying to find a spot where I won't be messing the terrain up for people who want it. Although, all this ocean is going to be deleted and regenerated with the 1.13 terrain come 1.13. Luke is going to do that. I have already reserved my my redstone line that goes through the ocean as not something to remove, so no need to worry about that. I can't find anywhere. That was a good throw. Okay. It needs to be flat enough that I can just walk through. Anyway, I'll find this, and then I'll scoop some gravel up, and then we'll get on with other stuff. So, at this point, I have gathered up all of the gravel and, I guess flint too, in my inventory here, as well as 2 shulker boxes in there, minus 3 stacks taken up by flint. So, we do have an awful lot of gravel now, but unfortunately I don't think that'll be enough. Hey! I don't think that'll be enough, because it takes roughly a single chest per tower of gravel, and likewise a single chest of sand per tower. So I think probably we'll end up with a bit less than we need here. I mean, obviously in my inventory currently is less than we need, but in all, including the stuff that we've already gathered, I am totally lost. Including the stuff that we have already gathered in previous episodes in chests randomly placed around my base, I'm pretty sure that's still also not enough. So we'll be gathering some more in the future, but for now that's enough. I'm not gonna bother with the rest for the moment. We'll get there eventually. So I want to take the rest of the episode here, or at least most of it. I don't know if something will come up, or I don't know, something like that. But we'll end up spending most of the rest of the episode, I would think... What am I doing here? This, right? Yeah, sure. We'll spend most of the remaining episode on the tower we're currently working on, instead of expanding to the other ones. So we'll probably need a bit more glass than we currently have. I think I've got plenty of sand left. I'll see. Ah, good, a familiar landmark. Anyway, if we don't have enough sand, I'll just go out to the desert and mine some up. So, that's probably about that for the moment, and I'll try and find my way home. Apparently someone has been to my squid farm, and they call it dangerous. That's just totally unfair. It's sure the squid farm, the entrance to the squid farm is at the bottom of a giant ladder that doesn't have much of anything at the bottom, and sure the ladder exits next to a lava lake, and sure you have to go through an unlit cavern to get to the squid farm, but once you get in there, it's darn tootin' safe. Unless you remove a couple blocks, and then mobs will start flooding it. That's not important. Safe as can be. Not in the least dangerous. I don't know what they're talking about. So, before we move on to that thingy over there, the giant wall that ends up turning into a triangle, I want to take a look at the villagers that we've gotten so far. That's a good throw there. Anyway, I want to take a look at the villagers, and I want to see whether or not... Get me out of this hole. I want to see whether or not we have any mending villagers, because that would be mighty fine. Although we don't have any emerald income, so that's less mighty fine, but, you know. We'd be some way along if we had one. So, I only see this one guy. Never mind, we're not checking anything. For some reason, I assumed incorrectly that the first trade was always a book trade. But no, you have to unlock that with paper, and I don't have any paper to spare. So that guy will just have to go without. Anyway, I guess that means we're moving on to this. So in the last episode, we ended up taking out those bits there and doing some patterning, and it looks pretty good, but I do need to expand upon it. I need to take the patterning there and put it up here, 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 and then we have to do some actual detailing instead of just poking window holes and calling it cool. So I will begin by just doing what I first said, the expanding upon of the bit there, and then I will try and expand the black borders around the whole thing, and we'll see where we are then. So, we did finish that up, and it's too dark to tell where anything is. So, basically, I did all the corners, all the sides there, and they are now black. So we'll do that around the top as well, the border around the top, and then around the bottom as well. Okay, now we have the top and the sides and almost the bottom, because I'm almost about to do that. Oh, what's that doing? Maybe that's a marker. I'll not remove it yet. I might have placed this at some point, but it probably means something, if I ever remember what. Anyway. Yeah, so we have the border now. And I'll put it in on the bottom too. I don't think I'll do any clips for that, but I'll do that. Ooh, this is a nice viewing platform. And then I want to try and get some more windows in, and mostly those lines actually, in that one. Those are actually kind of tricky because I have to figure out where the centers and the centers of the whatevers are and all that junk. And the slopes of the lines I ought to be using, it's meh. Anyway, oh actually, I can use that same slope because it's going to be starting from the same height on the same side, going to the same height there. Yeah. That was almost a good shot. And it almost mattered too, because you can almost, because the arrow is almost within render distance. Anyway, my point is the top is going to be there. The top of the, that line there is going to be at the same height on all sides. And similarly, that line there is going to be at the same height on all sides. So I don't actually have to worry about any different slopes. So that's going to be helpful. And that also means I won't have to worry about the other lines either, because they're going to be at the same height. So, shouldn't be too much of a problem after all. I was whining for nothing. Well, we have the top all done, the trim, we have the bottom trim done, and I have gone ahead and done the windows too. And all of that took a surprisingly long amount of time, considering how minimal the change is. Although it does actually look quite a lot cooler, so I can't complain. Anyway, I do want to put windows in, though. I mean, glass in the windows. However, I'm not sure what to do about that, really, because obviously glass panes would look better. They provide some depth. But by putting glass panes in, I don't really have any other option but to put a zigzag, because if you put a pane here and a pane here, they don't connect. So I would have to put one here, here, and here, and then carry on that zigzag. And I don't have a sill for that extra bit here. So that would tend to suggest not glass panes, but glass blocks. I might try out just for a moment. Okay, the creeper's gone. I might try out for just a moment putting another block here to make the sill a little thicker, and then I guess I would have to do that too. The thing is, I really don't want to remove more floor space here, because if you take a look around, we have tall rooms, but really stubby floors, really flat floors, so I don't want to remove it. I want to not remove as much as possible. And since we're going to have windows on all sides, or most of them, that's another good point. I don't want the windows to interfere with other parts of the build, as in, I'm going to put another balcony sort of thing up there. I think I said this already. They're going to be 2-level rooms, or more maybe even, and I don't want the windows to interfere with that. So maybe the windows should not be should just happen whenever they can, and then not happen when they get in the way. That would result in a sort of spotty window. Every now and then you'd get a windowless area, and that might be a positive thing actually, providing some break to the pattern. But if we do it that way, it won't be uniform all the way around. We won't have that pattern, or rather there will be breaks in the pattern. That might be a good thing. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. For the moment, I'm just going to try and get this to look good. I think probably I'll go with this. Also, this is kind of pathetic. I would not say this is a window into anything useful. Especially if we put this here. Oh goodness, this is getting a little bit tricky. I guess that's what I get for working with such weird triangles. I think this bit here also suggests that we use glass blocks instead of glass panes, because that would mean that I could put some fake thing behind it and make it look half decent maybe, but it would be harder to hide if I had less space. I don't know. I think I really do want to try glass panes though, because they would look so much better. Okay, I think probably I'm going to try and get the glass panes to work, because they would look so much better. Well, I've just had a bit of a eureka moment. I have realized that I can, instead of using glass panes, I can't get under this. Really? Okay, that was just pathetic. Anyway, I realized that since well, I don't have to use glass panes. See, for the moment, or from the moment I first conceived of this idea, I had assumed I would be working blue into it somewhere. Because, well, light blue specifically. I think that would look really cool with the gray. However, I haven't really ever figured out where I would do that on the outside. On the inside it would be much easier. But on the outside, I didn't really have much of an idea. Until now. See, the windows would not look all that great if they were just solid gray, and if they were just solid blocks. But if I made them blue windows, then I could probably get away with having them be solid blocks, and that would solve a lot of problems. See, well, if you take a look over here, I have put in the glass panes, and it doesn't look quite as good as I was hoping. Perhaps because it is gray, but you can see over here that they sort of blend in with everything else and don't make a lot of difference. And then they do cause that thing, and that would end up causing the entire wall on the inside to have to be made. I'm stuck. To have to be made of well, 2 blocks, to be 2 blocks thick. Okay, this is getting pathetic. I'm just digging away the entire thing. So yeah, it would have to be made 2 blocks thick in order to accommodate for the fact that the glass panes need this zigzag pattern. See, up there. And then if I had a sill going around the whole way, it would just look weird, so I would have to make the entire wall a little bit thicker. And I don't want to do that because, like I said, we do not have a lot of floor space here. So, I'm going to try light blue glass and see if that works. However, I'm probably going to take a break first because I'm starting to feel slightly ill. I've been sitting here for too long. Right, so I think now that I have some glass, I will try and put some windowage in. Although, I think we'll have to see whether or not it actually looks good before we end up doing most of it. But I'll put some in here in the meantime. Yeah. I'm not sure how much glass this will actually take because I made 32, and I didn't expect that to be enough. But I suppose when I did it with the panes, I did the 2 layers, so it might very well be enough. Anyway, I'm babbling meaninglessly now, so time to just put the window in. So I didn't have enough glass to quite finish all of it. I'll smelt some up later. Well, yeah, I'll just smelt some up later. No if about it. But I did try a couple different styles here. So we already had the panes. That's that bit down there. And then to the right on this side is the blue, light blue. And then that's just gray blocks. And I think of these, I do like the blue best. But I want to try a couple other blues, like cyan and just normal dark blue as well. So I will try those. I don't have a lot of glass right now, so maybe I'll... Well, I just don't want to waste sand is the problem, because sand is going to be very necessary for everything we're going to try and do. And I'm going to need a lot of it. So any wasted sand is a pain to my heart. Anyway, I guess I will just throw some more sand in though, because we do have a lot of it. So the other 2 colors are in, or rather the other 2 colors that I'm currently considering. Now, this one and this one I think look better than that one, because that one just is too bright and it contrasts with the gray. That one, it's pretty good. It sort of blends in with the grayness. And that one is, I don't know, it just looks nice. But I'm not sure between those 2 which one's better. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Just tell me in the comments section which one you think is better, or if you have an idea of your own, feel free to put that in too. Say, I think pink would look great. It wouldn't, but if you want to say that, then you can. Anyway, I think that's what I'll be doing for now for the windows and basically just the outside design of this castle thing. For the next bit of the episode, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. There's an upcoming group recording session, spoilers, leaks, where we'll be building some paths together, and I should probably gather some resources for that. So that's something I could do, or I could move on to the inside of this thing and continue working on that. So I'll just decide between those two, or maybe I'll work on the path or something. I've got a lot of things to do. I'll just decide. Well, we have a lot of cement in our inventory, gray cement in our inventory. I was going to say, or I was about to say, cement grease, which is neither Spanish nor English. Anyway, yeah, I have a lot of cement in my inventory, so I'm going to be doing a time lapse of placing it all on the ground, because that's what we need to do with this place eventually. Hopefully we can get a fairly decent portion of it done today. We'll be starting just over here where I've already worked some, and moving over wherever I see fit. Anyway, I shall get out the replay mod and we will get going. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that time lapse. We got a lot done. We also significantly lowered our stash of bone meal. But we do have quite a large area covered at this point. Although not as large as it felt. Still, it's a very large improvement on what we had already. So, I think that'll do it for today. It took a little while. I think this episode is already a day late because, well, I just had to do stuff. I was too busy, sorry. I know it's summer, but still, busyness happens. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, though, even though it is a little late. And, yeah, okay. I can never remember these outros or intros, just, you know. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.